Both have a history with reality TV. What made you decide at this point to jump back into it and go for it a second round? And Anansa, I'll start with you.
For me, it was solely based on one of my childhood friends, Atari Turner, who is the partner of Jamie Foxx, who is our producer on the show. He was just looking at all my Instagram posts of our family and was like, this is really a show. Like, you guys are a dope family. You should share it with everyone. What do you think? And, I think we were both, Matt and I, reluctant at first. But we trust Jamie, we trust Atari, and we knew we'd be in good hands. So we figured, why not go for it?
Matt.
And to piggyback off what she said, obviously the trusting the producers was huge because we both, as you mentioned, had experience in this space. I can't speak for Anansa, but my experience in reality TV was a train wreck. So I was really protective this time around. And once we felt comfortable enough, I just thought it'd be a great opportunity to show what the new norm is. Unfortunately and fortunately, blended is the new norm. So to be able to blend, two different families with children and pre-existing children, create children and all that, I just thought that's really normal. And I wanted to give people an opportunity to see how we manage that.
So, speaking of that, how do you kind of manage that? Because the decision to take it to reality TV is one thing, but you guys have been doing this for a while. So, what has that experience been like bringing your families together as well?
It's been a great experience. Kids love each other. I mean, for the kids, from the kids' point of view, it's like one big party and it's a lot of fun. For us, it's a lot of work. Because anytime you have six children, it's just going to be a lot of work. A lot of sporting events, a lot of school activities, it's pure chaos. But we work together as a team and we get it done somehow.
Yeah, it's she's sugarcoating it. It's amazing, but also sometimes it's hectic and crazy. Six kids, four different schools, everybody plays sports. So we're constantly on the go on top of me traveling for my work schedule. So it's hectic, it's fun, it's a learning experience, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
So, as far as work goes, Matt, you've recently taken your podcast into a production company arm and launched that and expanded that. So, what is it like working with that experience and also having this over here? So, you're used to being in front of the camera, but now you're crossing this new venture of work and this.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's a benefit. Like I said, the first time around with my reality TV experience wasn't the best, but at the same time, it opened me to a whole new world. I was strictly an athlete up until that point, and then crossing over into reality TV, that's its own world as well. So those worlds have collided again, and fortunately enough, with my podcast doing so well and being able to turn it into a whole company, it's allowed me to not have to travel as much now. So a lot of work is from home, from the home office, shooting shows here and creating shows here. So it's really been a blessing. The growth of our podcast has been tremendous. And then, be able to flip that into a whole company has been great. And it actually gives me more time to spend with the family because before I was kind of figuring out what was next. Although, I've had several things cooking, nothing was really able to just keep me in LA full time. And now, with the success of this production company, it's been able to keep me in LA full time, which I don't know, obviously helps Anansa because again, we have a house full of crazy kids. So to be able to be more hands-on and be able to go downstairs and shoot a show and then head right back upstairs to help with the family is a blessing.
So, along that terms of business and work, Anansa, you are a model. So, you were expanding on that while balancing motherhood and your relationship and all of that. What's that experience been like for you walking through this?
For me, it's pretty hectic. Before becoming a mom, I was a full-time model, working model. It's very demanding. I was blessed to be able to be booked and busy. Then when I became a mom, I thought about my relationship with my mom and how busy she was, and she's in fashion shows in Europe. And I spent a lot of time, my first baby years to 12 with my dad because of my mom's career. So for me, I wanted to make sure that my priority was being with the kids. And I took off a lot of time for modeling. So tapping back in has been a little crazy because it's a real business. So business owners and clients, they're not as understanding that you have to leave early or you have to leave right on time because you have kids you have to go pick up from school and take to practice. So it's been a little bit of a juggle, but I'm gonna see where it goes. But I'm open to opportunities, but my main priority is the kids.
Understand that. Speaking of the kids on both ends, in this era, social media, it was there before earlier with your shows, but it's even greater now. And your children are teenagers or preteens. What are the conversations like that you have with them about social media and being in the forefront? Because I'm sure it's a little different for them than it was maybe 5 years ago or so.
I just think it's just a better understanding of themselves and understanding that social media is can be a tremendous resource, but it also can be detrimental because there's just so much negative energy. So really the only three that are the twins and then our daughter Ava. Those are the only three that are on social media. Just to have them understand who they are and their worth and never allow likes, comments, positive or negative, to shape who they are as individuals.
Yeah, for me, I'm very protective. I'm protective of my own page. I don't want negativity on my page. I'm a very positive person. I'm like, if you want to be negative, take it somewhere else. I will block in a second. So it is a little scary for me from the mom's perspective of what the kids are going to be, especially with the show coming out and or the show out, what they may be facing. But Matt has done a really great job with the twins, and we've done, as an equally good job with Ava. It's a little more newer for her. They have a public page. I think everything pretty much rolls off their back. They have pretty tough skin. They seem to handle it well. And her page is private. I think I'm going to keep it private for a while. She's 12. She loves to be on there with her friends. And for her, it's a positive world. That's how I want to keep it.
Love to hear that. So, in wrapping up, we also get to see the loving side of your relationship, some surprises that come up through the show. What is it like walking through and experiencing love publicly? Because we know that there's a downside of it. We just talked a little bit about social media. Any hesitancy in that area, or are we full out in that too?
For me, I've been full out from the beginning. I think in the beginning of our relationship, Matt had to tell me, like, like I'm not just like a regular guy. And to me, he is. So I would post just like my friends would post their guy who nobody knows. Date night, we're here, we're doing this, we're doing that. But then I did see, how it could turn negative, but I just don't allow the negativity to, affect me, and I don't feel like because Matt is a celebrity, I'm a public figure, that we should have to hide or mute what we want to post that pertains to our relationship, our love, our family, because of the outside world. I lived, with the supermodel and my dad being a music producer and a very, public, powerful person. And to me, they're all regular people. And people are just going to have to like it or hate it. Either way, we love it. And I'm going to keep posting because that's what I do.
For me, obviously anytime you open your home and your love life and your family, um, you're risking a lot from a standpoint of, as you can see, Anansa is a cheery, loving, positive person, and it's cold and nasty out there. And I've been someone who's been through the fire as far as I'll go battle with somebody who's talking bad about me or my family or the kids, and there's just a lot of give and take when you come in this space. So I think the most important thing for us is just being on the same page, obviously communicating and have an understanding. I literally just told her maybe a month ago when we were coming up to us, it's like, babe, there's going to be as many people that love us, there's going to be a lot of people that hate us. So make sure that you don't give too much energy to that, because sometimes you just want to see, even if it's negative, you just want to, like, why are they saying that, or do they really know that, so you kind of start thinking in your mind. And going through the NBA and having people critique me on a daily basis, I got kind of used to it. But at a time, you can go down rabbit holes and it can be mentally draining or depressing. So really just kind of staying with the positive energy and as Anansa said, I mean, either you're going to love us or hate us, but that doesn't really matter to us because we know what we have is real and we're enjoying the journey.
So, in wrapping up, what is the one thing that you feel fans will take away from going on this experience of the Barn Sponge?
Gosh, one thing that's hard to just
Okay.
pick one thing. I'll do two. I think from the standpoint of our relationship, I'm hoping fans take away the importance of couples therapy. It's not doesn't mean that you're falling apart, doesn't mean your relationship's a train wreck. It just means just like anyone that would go to a trainer to work on their body, to stay in shape, you can work on your relationship, you can work on yourself. And your past. And then the other takeaway for the kids would just be like just showing positive Black family, that we exist. We're a blended family. There's a lot of them out there, and just kind of showing that positive side.
And for you, Matt?
Um, Me just enjoying the ride. I think people think because she was a model and I was an athlete that we're different. You know what I mean? That we breathe different air or drink different water. I mean, we're as normal gets. You know, I'm someone you can catch in the grocery store or at the dry cleaners. You know, just to show that although we've been blessed to lead the lives we've led, we're a normal family who has ups, downs, in betweens, good times, bad times, and at the end of the day, it's always surrounded with love. So just kind of humanizing what people sometimes think are people who aren't human. So yeah, just showing that we're normal, just like everyone else, and we go through the same things that everyone else does.